did it, that was in the wall plane in front of us. We also did it in the wheel plane. We also did it on the outside this way. So it's also going to my thumb, the same exact thing that we're doing. It's going over my head in a rainbow and catching on the other side. And there's two ways to catch this too. So I'm going to keep my hand the same way when I let go and catch. Just open it and catch. I can also turn my hand over once it's in the air and catch this way. So it just depends on what you want to do next in the next move. What else did we do? Toss the other way. So I'll do this first. With these tosses, cross the arms. You can do a little butterfly to remind yourself that you want to be back in this position. And then you're going to toss the bottom fan and catch on top on the same side. Toss the bottom fan, catch on top on the same side. Do it continuously. Okay? Also go the opposite direction. So we've been doing this direction. You can go toward the pinky side. So start with the fan cocked up and charge, and then it's going to go in this direction. Pop. It is awkward. If it feels awkward, it really is. Raise your elbow a little bit, help that twist, but it's really in the flick of the wrist. Like that. You can do it in the wall plane. You can also do it in the wheel plane. For the wheel plane, I'm using my left hand here, so my left leg is going to stay back. My right leg is going to go forward. I'm going to lean forward a little bit. I'm also going to bend my knees so that when I straighten my knees, it gives a little more height to my toss. And I raise my elbow too again, so it's kind of going over my elbow. In the wall plane, the same thing that we did with these, but now we're going to go in the other direction. So the bottom one tosses, catches, puts it back in this butterfly position. Butterfly one tosses toward the pinky, catches, puts it back in this position. And be continuous. Okay. It's also thumb side, then pinky side. So I'm going to do the bottom one. It would be a thumb side toss, back in this position. Then the bottom one is going to do a pinky toss, back in this position. So when you do it continuously, and walk with it too. Okay. Got that. What else did we do? We did flip tosses. So we did it in the same plane as the fan. Now we're doing it in perpendicular to the plane of the fan. Did flip tosses in front of us, flip tosses to the side. Did them at the same time. Did the opposite direction too. So instead of tossing the fan up, you're going to toss the handle forward. The fan starts pretty vertically like this, and the wrist is going to be brought up and flicked forward. So I let go when the wrist is brought up. Oops. You can over-rotate really easily too, so practice. Okay, those same tosses can be done in different planes. So in this plane, do it to the same hand or do it across my body to the opposite hand. So the wicks are the ones that are going forward first, rotating toward me, and then going out. Okay. It can be done in a rainbow above you as well. So this, the wicks are coming in, facing toward me, rotating, and coming back out. Okay. Let's see. What else did we do? Oh, we did these little tosses right too. So you just do a little toss, let go. When you're comfortable with that, start doing a little rotation for it and rotate 180. Again, in both directions. And of course you can do them opposite directions, same directions, whatever works. So that's rotation. You can also do it facing upward, and it's the same thing as doing a palm spin, but you put a little height on it. To practice, I do recommend palm spins, that it still stays in contact with that. And to do that, you want to charge it first. So if I'm going to rotate inward, then I charge it toward the outside first, and then release. Charge it to the outside, and then release. I'm keeping my palm, it's not exactly vertical, it moves sort of with the fan. I can do multiple rotations sometimes. I'm following the fan. So toward the inside, charge it toward the outside. Both. Yeah, what am I forgetting?
You did something when you had the fans together like that.
Oh, with your finger in between them?
Oh yeah, the one-handed. I'll show you some combinations. So we've been doing just with one. So with this kind of toss, you can pass the other one behind the back. That's one move. You can also do a chest roll while the other one's flying through the air, or even just a very simple handoff. It's just flying through. So there's lots of combinations that are possible with that stuff. We did starting from 2 in one hand. Let it hang off the hands like this, very loosely. I put my index finger in between them, and this is to keep the wicks, especially if you have fans with wicks, to keep the wicks from getting tangled and hooked on each other. So it's easy to have it separated, especially if you have lighter fans. If you have heavier fans, it might feel a little harder to do this. And the other one's basically held by my thumb and index finger. Do just a basic weave from here and let the thumb side go. Thumb side, release. There's also the same toss, but with them in this position in one hand, and all the fans are going to be different. Some heavier, some have different balance points, so it's really whatever's comfortable. The best idea is to hold the pinky side fan in with your 3 fingers so that it's held solidly, because you're going to be continuing to hold on to this fan. Then the thumb side fan is basically held with these 2 fingers, index and thumb, pretty loosely. The idea is to have this sort of shape, pretty much. So you can do this stuff with it, and then again release just the thumb side. What else? A couple of things that I haven't shown you. I'm just going to show you that these are possible. If you do the same toss and you have flat fans especially, it might work with the wick ones, but they might catch on each other. I have my top fan held with the thumb staggered a little bit forward. So when you split, whoa. Oops. Ta-da!
A totally different kind of way.
I hope there was nobody on that tree.